All right, I'd like to turn now to Michael Kimmage, a historian and former U.S. State Department expert on Russia and Ukraine during the Obama administration. A very warm welcome to DW News, sir. Thank you for taking out the time to meet with us. We just heard President Biden just moments ago announce this new $800 million rather, of military aid package for Ukraine. Can you outline for us the significance of this amount?
Well, it's a substantial amount of money, and what's, I think, more significant than the immediate sum is that it's a part of a continuum of aid flowing from the United States and also from many European countries toward Ukraine. And it's a demonstration, in a different sense, of resolve, that there's a strong and deepening commitment to Ukraine on the part of the United States and its transatlantic partners.
Now, as you know, there is this offensive that Russia has unleashed in the east of the country. We heard President Biden say that the U.S. wants the weapons to go to the front line immediately. But realistically, how quickly can they get there?
Well, I think it can be really quite quick. I think there's a way in which the outside suppliers, military suppliers of Ukraine, have been learning how to transmit these weapons to the front. And it's not a secret where the Russians are at the moment and where the Russians are going to strike. It's very, very clear. So, I think that the methods are there and the destination is really not ambiguous. So I think it will come very quickly to Ukraine.
And speaking about the Ukrainian army, what chance do they have to fend off this offensive?
It's truly anybody's guess in terms of the day-to-day military outcomes. They've so far done very, very well in the north, but the terrain is going to be more difficult for them in the south. It's more wide open, and the Russians are changing tactics and will likely be, I think, more successful than they were in the north. But whether they can really overcome Ukraine in the south and the east, I think it's unlikely.
And what's your assessment, sir, in terms of this support that the U.S. is providing Ukraine? Is it sustainable?
I think it's certainly sustainable. You see enormous will in Congress. That's really where the money is coming from. It's one of the few issues on which Republicans and Democrats really agree in Washington. And I think that the White House is very happy to have this congressional support. So I think that there's no way that this military aid is going to stop or slow down in the short to medium term.
A very striking comment that the president made as well is regarding the U.S. banning Russian-affiliated ships from U.S. ports. How significant is that?
I don't know if in and of itself it's hugely significant. I don't think that there's a big trading relationship between Russia and the United States in either direction, but it's the slow tightening of the noose around the Russian economy and the gradual, abrupt and gradual isolation of the Russian economy. And so as part of this larger pattern, Russia just sees markets and options closing off, and that will, over quite a long period of time, that will have a dramatic effect on the Russian economy.
Michael Kimmage, historian and expert on Russia and Ukraine. Sir, thank you for taking our questions. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.